differently today. Unfortunately, my microphone has stopped working, so we'll see how well this does. If it's nice and clear, if there's too much road noise, all that stuff, but just bear with it. Hopefully that you at least get some audio out of it. And let's see what we can accomplish today. I did make a video 2 days ago. It was more about like radical ownership and really just kind of really working on that space of, you know, every opportunity is a lesson. Right? Just get real aggressive about it. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I'm your host. Chat over Broshears. Sir, chat over Broshears to some. If you know, you know. And this is the Maturity Project. I had a great conversation with a trainer that I'm working with right now. It's developing him. And his name's Ed. Great guy, very smart guy. Really is a pleasure to work with. But this conversation was going, and you know, it's just what I love about it is when you kind of like free flow in the conversation, see where things go and how you're experienced and what you get to experience in the conversation, and how it just kind of it gives you different insights. Especially you could say the same thing to multiple different people, but yet because the person be different, it creates just different outcomes. There's different perspectives. There's all kinds of things that are just fantastic. So great conversations with him and really enjoyed it. So just double checking here to make sure that I've not lost any audio, or if you guys can hear me. Anyway, all right, well, I'm just going to go with it, and we'll see. It kind of sucks is that whenever I do that I make a video, and if it doesn't come out enough to where you can hear it, and it's just not fully working as much as needed to, it kind of burns the topic or burns the content a little bit. You may not actually even get to hear it. It may not be pleasant enough to watch. But on my side, it kind of feels like a topic that I've covered. And for me, it's not possible to create the same content twice. And I don't want to have these videos so scripted that it loses like the life force, if you will, of the intent. So, all right. So, talking with Ed, it's fascinating because it's like hungry and eager minds or interested people really have a way of charging you up and get you kind of like get you going. And that's such a wonderful gift that a mentee gives to a mentor. That a lot of times people look at it from just get a mentor and then it's all about whatever the mentee gets out of it. But there's always more to it. Such as everything in life. So from my previous video that I released 2 days ago that did have, it was a conversation about radical ownership. I would not be able to have the conversations that I'm having right now if I were not so fired up that I were learning every day, and I was intentionally out to develop on a regular basis. So I really am driven to grow, so driven to develop that I don't want anybody bearing my responsibility. So in any way that takes that lesson away from me, I refuse to lose the lesson. So I go through a lot of hardship and challenges because the outcome of it is so much more significant to me. That's the opportunity for growth. That's it. Your future lies in the challenge you're facing. If you don't look at it that way, you might let go of the lesson. You might need to take a break. And it's not horrible to take a break. It's just, how often do you do it? And do you have the constitution to face the things you need to face? If you need to take a break and just, to regroup, it's understandable. The goal is to get to the point that you don't have to do that as often. So, that's a sign that you're growing, that you're getting stronger, that you're becoming more capable. So that's my goal, is to constantly grow. And I want to be so incredibly capable that I don't need to take those breaks and I don't need those to resort to timeouts. And I don't take a lot of them, by the way. I currently am on one in a part of my life, but I'm present to it. I'm giving it the graciousness of allowing that it is there, and I'm not denying it. I'm being as responsible as I can for anyone that's involved, and being completely open with my lesson. So I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it up. I don't want to lose what's there, on all aspects. It's just I needed to take a moment to just take a knee. Exhausted and needed to have that time to just recover. It's okay to do it. And anybody that tells you you should never do that really doesn't understand the bigger picture, in my opinion. Now, it depends on how frequent you're doing it. This really depends on the total significance of that break. So do it, if you need to. But you're better off if you pay attention. You understand the details around it. You really put forth the effort to have the depth of understanding that's necessary. And for me, I see whenever the break occurs what progress I would have made had I not taken the break. And there is nothing wrong with that assessment either, but it does come back to, had I not taken that break, I'd be this much further along. And it leaves me with, was I really and truly exhausted enough that I needed to take that break? So it's just things to consider. Again, it's not you're wrong, it's not you're right. That's the thing about life. But if your goal is to get better, you have to do what you did not do yesterday. You have to do something more. You have to do something different. Especially if it's something that's less efficient, you've got to sample out to find out what other things you can do that can make you more efficient. It takes work, and you got to do it. People ask me, and I've had the conversation, and they're not asking me specifically because they're looking for the depth of wealth of wisdom or something like that. When they ask me this particular question, which the question is, would you like to win the lottery? Or, do you want to win the lottery? Or variations of that. Not what you would do if you won the lottery, but would you want to win the lottery? And I like that question more than I like the what would you do if you did win the lottery? Because I prefer the actual, would you want to win the lottery? And for me, I don't want to win the lottery. I don't want to be given that level of resource. I have no interest in that. I want to create it for myself. And that's my goal, is constantly develop so that I can create things for myself such as that. So, it's a massive amounts of wealth. Okay, fantastic. Let's go develop. Let's make the skills necessary to accumulate that kind of wealth. Is it the power that you're seeking, but you're misconstruing money to its influence? And that you really want the influence. You don't necessarily need money for influence. So having clarity about what you really want. For me, I don't want to be given those things. I only want what I've earned, and that's what I work so diligently for. So I am kicking around an idea that it will take a different setup to accomplish, and I do have another agreement with someone to allow me another space to make these videos in that could be a little bit more professional and give some visual insights and demonstrations. And then there's another that I want to do that actually I learned something interesting a couple of years ago, and it's about the way the what is that? So it's the Persians would debate. And this is in Persians of history. The way they debate would be they would have a conversation. They'd bring up a topic and they'd talk about it while under the influence of alcohol. And they would share their ideas about whatever, that particular subject, and then what their viewpoints were and all of that. And that was part one of the conversation. Then they would establish a second timeline and schedule up another opportunity for the same topic, but this time being sober, and see if their positions have changed and how they changed based on the fact they used alcohol or they were sober when they had the conversation. And then they would talk about the overall insights that were given because of that. Now, the idea that I'm working on that I think would be entertaining and helpful would be to be in a setting where it's just conversation with somebody else, but it could be over a few drinks, or it could be from whatever the influence is that's causing the shift in mindset, but to just sit and talk, and I know that there's a lot of people that are doing things that are similar, but what I have in mind is a little bit different. I really want to, and my plan is to really fully embody my maturity project in such a way that I'm demonstrating the differences in each area of maturity, so that it's something that people don't look at as being, okay, well, Chad's special, and therefore you can't get to that level and you can't develop yourself that way. I don't want to create that kind of distance between myself and somebody else. I don't think that that's a helpful way of developing people and to inspire people into growing and developing themselves. My preference, growth. My desire to inspire people to grow. The method that I use to do this is the Maturity Project, which is the technology and education that I've created that helps put each area of our abilities to develop into a vehicle that you would access for yourself, and that you're not doing it in such a way that the right way to do it is that somebody else has done it, but the right way to do it is to take into consideration all the areas and how to evaluate where you currently are and what it takes to get where you want to be, and then put it into a process. You strategize growth. For me, strategy is key, but you need to have insight and awareness before strategy makes any kind of difference. Because if you don't have it, then you're practicing something without as much method to control the outcome, or to making a controlled experiment or opportunity for growth. And you can have a significant amount of variables that are observable that exceed your ability to truly process it. It seems like a mess of a fishing line that's just all knotted up all over the place, or it just looks like chaos, and it's just not as helpful, because chaos creates a lot of loose ends in this particular approach, and it also overwhelms us and causes us to have a paralysis analysis. Analysis paralysis. Sorry, I keep making that error. Anyway, I'm not sure if this video is even recorded audio. I hope that it has, and I'm going to keep going and keep practicing and keep trying to continue to put content out that is constantly making it a little bit better. I am coming to you by way of my mobile studio here with a live audience of traffic. So I hope that you got something out of this video today. I am your host, Chad Ever Broshears, or Sir Chad Ever Broshears to some. If you know, you know. And this is the Maturity Project. Please feel free to share this video with people in your life that you want to break the ice with. Like the video, comment in the comment section what you take out of it today. Let me know how it's going for you, or words of encouragement, whatever it is that helps create degrees of validation, whether it's for you or for me or for whoever might witness the comments in this video. So, all right, till next time, remember, we got we got a world to work on. We really need to work on ourselves, and my goal is to try to help everyone become whole. You are whole as you are, but it's not necessarily aligned with your goals, and I really want to be able to give insights on that, but I can't tell you how to accomplish it. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm just doing it to help you get the tools necessary to be capable of doing this and have a fulfilled and successful life, life full of success and fulfillment. All right, till next time. I'll catch you later. See ya.